Hey there, horror movie tea sippers.
The following podcast episode will contain spoilers for the movie we are about to review. If you have not seen the movie and do not wish to have anything ruined prematurely, please do not continue to watch or listen until you have seen the movie.
And welcome to the Horror Movie Tea Podcast. Today we are covering Renfield, which it looked like there's actually another one titled the same thing on IMDb. So just for clarification, it's 2023. But this is where the quality of the podcast for our recording session starts to go down because I didn't write as many notes for the upcoming movie. So good luck, everyone. Good luck to
everybody else.
Yeah. But before we go into the review, let's grab our cups and talk about tea. So, I am drinking the Republic of Tea Stress Less Winter Mint, which I guess this will be coming out in March, so this will feel a little bit too wintry. Yeah, out of season. Who cares? But it's got peppermint, lemon extract, lemon peel, spearmint, lemon balm, licorice, ashwagandha root, lemon juice, lemon verbena, and wintergreen flavor, which is interesting because at least to me, I don't taste a lot of lemon. Anyways, this is a good one if you need a calming, caffeine-free tea.
And I am drinking Republic of Tea's Beauty Brain Lemon Balm Kiwi Tea. And it has ginkgo biloba, lion's mane mushroom, lemon balm, kiwi, white hibiscus, and blue spirulina.
That one, I saw hair in the air. I'm like, don't get in my tea.
Save the tea.
Save the tea. Thank you to the Republic of Tea for allowing us to continue to do what we love. And for our lovely tea sippers out there, brew yourself a cup of tea, sit back, relax, and we hope you enjoy the review. So for the summary of Renfield. Renfield, Dracula's minion. And it's a comedy where Renfield's like, I'm in a toxic relationship. And he's in the modern day. And he's trying to while helping bring Dracula back to power, he's also trying to set boundaries.
And regain some semblance of a life for himself.
Yes.
But Nick Cage is Dracula.
Yes. Nicolas Cage. Yes. So for entertainment, this movie is a 7.75 for me. I really like how they correlated Renfield and Dracula's relationship to a modern day toxic relationships. And then
dealing with a narcissist.
Yeah. And then having Nicolas fucking Cage as Dracula was top tier choice. And then the guy, I forgot his name, but the guy that plays Renfield.
Awful with names, but yes, he's in Warm Bodies.
Yeah, he's in Warm Bodies.
He's in Jack and the Giant Slayer. He's in a few other things too, but he did really good in this.
Yeah. I really enjoy the comedy.
Yes.
And then the characters that they I feel like this movie could have easily fallen apart if the surrounding characters weren't very solid. Mm-hmm. But all of the characters are either funny or interesting. I love the support counselor guy. It's especially when he comes back from the dead or has his wounds healed. It's just he's all happy and then he's existential crisis.
Thank you. Without you, we never would have known things and seen things that can't be unseen. They're all just sitting there we know too much.
Yeah. And then I forgot her name, but the cop.
Awkwafina.
Yeah, Awkwafina?
That's her actual name, yeah.
Oh, like the actress's name? Oh, okay. But it's like, I really like that character. It's like I feel like with the type of character she was, those types of characters can easily become really annoying.
Oh yeah.
But they did it just enough to where it's like she's not annoying and she fits like really well with like the dynamic with like Renfield.
Oh yeah.
And taking out the bad guys. And then the bad guys, the mom's kind of but her son's pretty funny. And like what a twist to like have him like also become like a minion of Dracula.
Familiar,
yeah. So it's a fun movie with some fun twists and turns. I mean, Nicolas Cage. I mean, come on. Like, he is amazing.
Let's be honest, guys. As soon as we heard that there was going to be a movie with Nick Cage as Dracula, you had to know we were going to review this one at some point.
Yeah, like, this is, like...
There was never a question.
Like, Willy's Wonderland and this are, like, top tier, like, Nick Cage movies for me.
Yes.
But... And then I love the beginning where it's, like, the old film, you know, aesthetic or whatever. It's like, I am Dracula.
Basically, just doing a recap of Nosferatu.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, so very fun movie. Definitely recommend. I didn't enjoy the eating bugs, but they could have. It could
have done with less spiders.
Yeah. And it is, I will say, it's surprisingly gory. A lot of, like, comedy horrors, I feel like, are scared to go into the gore. But no, they go into the gore.
Oh, yes. Like, they lean heavy into it.
Yeah. So, heads up for that. There is a lot of gore. As someone that doesn't like gore, I was still like, whoa, I was a little shook at the fact that they had so much gore, but it didn't really bother me. It was like, you're just so wrapped up in the
just shook. You were shooketh?
I was shooketh, yes. You haven't heard me use that word?
Not quite in this context, but okay.
Well, it's like me and Steven both were like, whoa, like, we were just surprised.
Yeah, when I first saw it, I watched it with my husband as well. And we were both dying of laughter.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. But I will say I feel like it is just niche enough that not everyone will find this super enjoyable. But it hits our comedy just right. Like if you enjoy like Willy's Wonderland or Tucker and Dale or
oh my god, yes.
Yeah, it's like if you like along those lines, you'll definitely enjoy this one as well. So.
I give this one an 8.5.
I knew you would rate it higher than me.
Love this movie. This tickles my funny bone so hard. This is like right up my alley. Comedy-wise and gore-wise. Like, it's CG blood and it's a little too red, but it's so damn funny the way they use it. Like, it's over the top. It's another way they bring comedy into it. The amount of blood that they have there.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of it just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. There's an excessive amount. But the effects are really good. The storyline is hilarious and wonderful. The cast is great. Nick Cage as Dracula. I mean, this felt like a good combination of almost like Tucker and Dale and Young Frankenstein.
Yes. Yeah.
It gave those kind of vibes.
Yeah.
So it was like updated like Tucker and Dale, but had callbacks and referred to older material of Dracula, kind of like Young Frankenstein. So, it could have done with less spiders and bug eating. Just Ew.
Yeah, it's mainly, those scenes were mainly just gross.
Yeah. I do appreciate how when he was eating all the bugs in the car, which was gross, at least they drew attention to the fact that it was gross. And he's like, is it in my teeth? Aquafina's like, it is in every tooth.
Yeah, yeah.
It is in every tooth.
Yeah.
Her deadpan delivered lines are just spot on.
Yeah, that's what makes her a fun character.
Yes.
It's like she's going through all of this craziness and she's just like, yep, this is my life.
You know how when people say, I've seen worse?
Oh, yeah.
Everything I've seen you do here today, will be my way worse.
Yeah, she's just taking it in stride.
It's wonderful. But she's also so relatable. You really feel her frustration with the rest of her department. Like, she keeps catching these guys in the middle of crimes and arresting them, and they get off for no reason. Like, they're never actually charged. And it's incredibly frustrating and doesn't make sense. And she's trying to figure out how to actually bring these criminals to justice. And you really feel
yeah, she seems like a truly good cop.
Yes.
I feel like she's kind of the one relatable character that everyone can be like, okay, that'd be maybe me in that situation, because it's like she's in kind of like a weird, crazy world in a lot of different ways, because it's like not only are the cops like super corrupt, but then she's also dealing with like Dracula and Renfield and all of that. And she's just like...
Renfield tells her that he works for Dracula. She just... Dracula. Like, Count Dracula.
Yeah. Like, her reactions, I feel like, is how a lot of people...
100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also Renfield's reaction when she asks Count Dracula, no, President Dracula. No, yes, sorry. That was great. They had really good chemistry.
Yeah.
They did really well together.
Yeah.
And
also, it's like, I love when like he gets arrested and he's like still like he's serving
I'm
her
still
cookies,
very much in your custody.
and he's like got the handcuffs on. He's like, here's some cookies. And then it's like she eats the cookie and then she gets a call. It's like, you didn't eat the cookies, did you?
Tell
like,
me you didn't eat the murder cookies.
Like, no.
No, I don't eat the cookies of strange men. No. So this whole thing is just absolutely fantastic. It is beautiful, a work of art, hilarious. Not accurate at all. We'll get to that. But loads and loads of fun. And while it is fun to watch it on your own, I think it's even more fun to watch it with friends.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I feel like it's the new traditional like Halloween party movie.
Yes.
Where it's like you're all like having a good laugh.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good solid movie.
Yes. And it's a good one to, if you're not like super into horror, this is a good one to dip your toe in with. I mean, again, it's gory, it's bloody, but it's all like CG gore, and it's not like super realistic or anything.
Yeah.
If anything, it leans a bit heavily into the ridiculous side.
Yeah.
So, like, at one point, he tears the arms off of someone and throws them at two other people and kills them with the arm.
I die every time I see that scene.
Yes.
It's just like so ridiculous. Like fighting people with like limbs that you tore off. Like, it's so amazing.
And when he waves at her, when he jumps on the other guy, which cuts him in half. Yeah. This movie's wonderful.
So for realism, oh man, realism is tough. Because it is such a ridiculous movie, and it leans into it. Like, it makes sense for the world.
Knows it's ridiculous.
Yes. So, I mean, I think I'm going to rate it like a 1, because the only reason why it's not any lower is because I do relate like Dracula and Renfield's relationship to a toxic relationship, which it 100% is, but just love that comparison. And then also I kind of want to know how like the bug powers work and why bugs of all things. Like I kind of want to know like the reasoning behind that, or if it's just because it's like it's almost like a gift and a curse type of thing. But it's almost a curse enough because you have to like follow Dracula's command.
Yeah.
But
well, and he calls it a curse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the powers come in handy, but he calls it a curse.
Right. Right. So yeah, and as far as like I can see the police department being corrupted by the crime family. Now to that full extent,
yeah, that was a little crazy.
I feel like typically in cases where that happens, it's more like on the surface, it looks like everything is normal. But if you did a deep dive into particular people kind of sprinkled in the department, they just have weird connections.
Yes.
Type of thing. But it's like they're not blatant or like showing is like, oh, I'm associated with this. Like it's very secretive, and you'd really only find out about it. Most of the time it's found out by like a freak thing that happens.
Yes. Where
it's like either a particular situation or a certain crime happens that kind of like opens a can of worms.
Entire department and the chief.
Yeah, it's more like people put in very strategic positions and have very specific connections.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, that's why I got.
Yeah. A 1 is pretty accurate. It's because the interactions between the characters are believable and genuine. And him going to the meetings and all, and that is actually really clever. Getting his victims that way?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really clever, and I love that.
And it's a way to make him feel more justified in what he has to do.
Yes, like he's actually helping others while still fulfilling his role to Dracula.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's still murder, but
still not
at least
okay.
He's taking out the trash.
Yeah.
Little on the nose for the logo, with the Lobos being a wolf. Lobo literally means wolf. So
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Yeah, that is really on the nose.
A little bit, yeah. I feel like it might have been a callback to a lot of lore of like different werewolves being subservient to vampires. Or like the Hounds of Hell being guardians of vampires.
That'd be interesting. Yeah. Interesting connection.
Yep. Police brutality or excessive use of force when she throws the nightstick and hits Teddy Lobo in the head. Just saying. A little bit much there. So much CG blood. so much. And it's a bit brighter red than it should be, but it's one of those things where they leaned heavily into the ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it makes it more... So it doesn't take you out of the movie setting completely, but it leans heavily into the unrealistic aspect. So you can't take it as seriously. It's kind of they walk a very, very fine line with it. Which is very hard to do, honestly.
Yes.
Bravo.
Yes.
And most of the effects are really, really good. The state of decay of Nick Cage as he's recovering.
Yeah, that was really cool.
That was really convincing and kind of gross. So, well done. Well done. And I love the little details that they had in their hideaway in the abandoned hospital type area where they had blood bags on the throne-like area.
Yeah.
And they were all, like, drained.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. That was really, really cool. I don't know. Pretty much everything to do with the police was just a no. Like, this is not how any of this works.
Yeah.
But I do love his arc of finding himself again and who he is without Dracula.
Yeah.
And how it goes from dark and dreary colors that he's associated with and like just plain, completely plain monochrome colors and everything. It's mostly like black, white, gray, just drab, to really bright colors in his apartment and like bright colored sweater.
Which he wears well. Yeah.
He pulled it off really well.
Yeah.
I do, however, feel like a person that has been serving Dracula and dealing with him for a century or so would not have messed up so bad that he would have a mat at his door that says, "Come in." Like, welcome, come in.
That's very true. That's a good point.
No.
Yeah.
No. How did Dracula know that they met in the gym? Because he saw the book that was supposed to be his quote-unquote Bible, which I thought was hilarious, by the way. That he was like, no. And he grabs it like it's his Bible and holds it out to him and then starts to read from it. He's like, there's more I need to say as well, as he's flipping through the pages.
And Dracula is like, what the fuck is happening right now?
What? I will no longer tolerate abuse. Like, you want to go, yeah, that's right, and really cheer for him, but at the same time, you're like, oh, sweetie. Like, what are you doing, sugar?
He's, like, obviously so
Oh,
nervous.
honey.
He's trying his best.
And Cage is just sitting there like, what? What are you doing? Is this supposed to do anything to me? Also, the fact that any powder can be used to make that circle.
That was really, really funny, though. The fact that
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was hilarious, but made no sense. And also, what are the powers for Dracula blood? Can it actually... Like, how does it bring people back from the dead?
Yeah, and how does it not make them, like, vampires, too?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, unless there's, like, an exchange of blood, but he did drink their blood as well. So...
Yes, that is true.
What are the rules here? Because I feel like that's a little overpowered. Just a little bit. So...
Convenient for Dracula, so he can, like, beat the crap out of Renfield and then be like, okay, I'll heal you now.
Convenient.
So get back to work.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, the coincidence. The sheer coincidence of the night before Dracula saying, I want happy couples, unsuspecting tourists, nuns, and a busload of cheerleaders. And the next day, he's sitting at a restaurant and sees all of these things.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. And most of the fight scenes are just not realistic. Hilarious and epic, but not realistic at all.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and the ether, the chloroform, takes longer than that. Yeah. There's a bunch of others, but it's mostly nitpicky stuff. It's not an accurate movie. No. It's not realistic at all.
But it's a very fun movie.
It is wonderful.
Yeah, so it's like, if you enjoy, like, horror comedies, I think a lot of people will enjoy this one.
This movie is ridiculous and unrealistic and perfect and hilarious.
If anything, you'd enjoy, like, Nicolas Cage's acting.
It is wonderful.
It's great.
And I feel really bad for not knowing his name, but the guy that plays Renfield.
Yes, he does a fantastic job.
Wonderful.
Really gets into the character.
He really does.
But
so,
yep. Thank you for joining us today, and let us know what you thought of the movie. If you'd like to recommend a movie, game, or tea, you can leave us a comment or join our Discord server. And if you'd like to keep up to date with our content, you can find our link tree listed below.
And if you'd like to support us monetarily, we have a Teespring and PayPal, or we have our affiliate link with Republic of Tea available. It does not affect the price of the tea, it just allows us to continue to do what we love. And you can find all of the sites mentioned linked below. But until the next time, guys, stay safe and stay spoopy. Bye!
Bye.